Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the May 2nd, 2026 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy, nice as in the word saint, spelled backwards. And today, my co-host, our brother, Afro Agnostics, star of those Afro Agnostic videos and co-star of Objective Deconstruction, which we will have today at 10:30 a.m. after this show. And we are going to cover some conspiracy theories on that. So we're going to objectively deconstruct some of those things. Too bad we don't have a Student X, the champion of many conspiracies, to speak on it. But he's taking care of some business. So, you know, we'll get him back next week. And then I got Mr. Floyd X, the boss man, star of Street Focus on Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Or is it 6 p.m. or 6:30?
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
I don't know why I came up with a 30. That was kind of strange. So, you know, and Brother Walk will be coming on. You know, he's coming on tardy. So we're gonna make sure that we save the Meg stuff for him. You know, I was gonna bring that up like right at the beginning of the show, but we need his input. We don't want his input, but it's gonna be important.
We're gonna talk about surviving the Meg.
That's exactly that Walk disrespectfulness. But so yeah, we'll address that. And you know, and Brother Walk, co-star of Street Focus on Sundays at 6 p.m. and also star of Sex Talk Walk Thursday at 9 p.m. And then we got infamous El Pooh star Spin That Back. Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. No Spin That Back today. It's gonna be Objective Deconstruction. Pooh is taking care of business. Salute to you, brother. We don't have a First Lady. No First Lady. This would have been a very, very good First Lady episode. So, you know, too bad. No AB. This would have been another good AB episode to speak on this Meg Klay thing. Because what we've really seen is that men are taking this way differently than women. I've spoken to some females, and their algorithm, their feed is a whole lot different than what's going on in guys' feeds. But we'll talk about that later. First thing, what's up with you, brother Afro Agnostics?
Oh man, I'm good, man. People don't know I was a little late coming into the pre-show. We meet as a pre-show, but I went to see Animal Farm last night, and then after that, my own Animal Farm, here. So, but you know how things go. You up late. We went, late night show, but I will say this: I highly encourage people to check it out. It's true to the integrity of the original film and the original book, George Orwell. Shout out to my dude, George Orwell, socialist author, 1984 in Animal Farm. Go see it.
Super big political story right there. You know what I'm saying? It's a classic story. So what's going on with you, brother, Mr. Floyd X?
Man, I'm just chilling. We were supposed to go see the Michael Jackson movie last night, but we didn't make it. So we're going to try again today to check out the Michael Jackson movie. I didn't even know they had a new Animal Farm though.
Yeah, I never heard. I didn't hear that either. So I have to look out for that. But I'm coming around to possibly going to see Michael.
Okay, I've been hesitant too. What's been behind your hesitancy? I don't want to derail from just real quick.
Well, I mean, first of all, I hate that the narrative is they're saying they're mad about what they cover, and I'm like, like we talked about previously, it's ridiculous to complain about what they cover. We literally had a movie with Freddie Mercury. It wasn't about his career and all of everything. It was literally about them putting together one song. So the fact that, we understand that, people my age growing up with Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson experience up until that Billie Jean album, you know what I'm saying? The Thriller album, that was an experience. And I'm just telling you, that dude took over the world. And to tell that story is just to tell that story. It's an honest story. So, I mean, I was concerned that it was just kind of cheesily done, like not like carried out well. Because I know that Janet Jackson, she was like, she had a lot of critiques about stuff behind the scenes. And then she basically is like, yeah, this ain't up to my quality. I don't want to have no connection to it. Just leave me out of the story.
I tripped that she's not even in the movie. That's what people saying. I'm like, wow.
But I'm still hearing from other people that they did a really good job, and it blew the hell up. Success-wise, it did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm curious to see it. Normally, I would rely on my bootleg devices, but they're not quite working very well. So I may actually have to go to the theater and see this. So I'm considering it, you know. But that's what's up. So I'm definitely interested to check it out. This dude was a phenom, and he was acquitted. I mean, I still subscribe to the Ice Cube position on this. No, he can't babysit my kids, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So,
you saying he was acquitted? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was acquitted. He wasn't convicted.
I want to derail too much, so I'm gonna just.
Let's go, Lake Show.
All right, so let's speak on it. That's right. So, you know, it was looking pretty bad with those two losses because a lot of people were talking about, you know, no one is ever coming back from a 3-0 deficit in a 7-game series, you know, in the NBA. And, you know, had they lost last night, Game 7 would have been anybody's game. They would have had all the momentum. And I mean, you know, as Stephen A was saying, you know, Stephen A, I don't have a lot of respect for him outside of sports, but in sports, I have a ton of respect for him. And he said, you know, you're not chasing history. You're potentially chasing the greatest choke job of history. So, you know, salute to the Lakers for handling business. They handled business.
I'm glad they won. They needed to win. And it was like, what's taking y'all so long? Why y'all pussyfooting around and BS and get this shit over with already, God damn it. Sit there watching them games stressing out. Come on, man. Y'all got to just win and move on. Take on this OKC, whip their ass real quick. Get rid of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They coming back. Get them out of there and move on. And let's hurry up and get this big-ass trophy, the chip. Let's get the chip.
That would be great.
You remember Enter the Dragon where Bruce Lee went through those different rooms and he eventually came across Kareem? Yeah. That's OKC.
Okay. It's a problem. It's a big problem. That was actually a game of death. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I always get that mixed up. Yeah.
Shout out to Big Cuz, and you know, I know we're talking about basketball, and you might feel some type of way with us talking about that. But salute to you, brother. We appreciate your input and everything that you are involved with the show. For real.
If it gives them any comfort, we're going to talk about Klay, who used to be on the Warriors. You can watch that part.
So that's the stuff. Yeah. So hey, and guess what? You know, you're speaking of choke jobs. Your Detroit Pistons were on the cusp of one of the biggest choke jobs. I mean, they were the number 1 seed in the East and were just getting handled by the 8th seed, and they turned that all around. I mean, they just, you know, they were down big in that game, and then flipped it.
Atlanta in Detroit.
The last one they just won, right?
Yeah,
that was Atlanta, right?
You know what? No, Atlanta was different.
Atlanta.
Atlanta's with New York. That was the biggest. That was a crushing.
That was
ridiculous. At one point, my homeboy was like, I can't believe the score. I go on the ESPN and literally, I screenshotted it. It said 93-36. It was like a mirror inversion of 93. I was just like, I mean, that was a throttling. That was the destruction. Like, you know, it was historic. They won by 51 points. They call that game Area 51. Real disrespectful. But but what happened with the Orlando was the Magic in Detroit, and the Magic was up. They were up. I think they were up by 27 points in Detroit in an elimination game for Detroit. And Detroit just stacked it up and pulled it out. And I mean, you know.
Yeah, because they got 3, right? Because they had 3.
Yeah, So that was it. So now it's game 7. It's in Detroit. So now they got to be favored to win it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but so salute to those cats for at least figuring out. I'm like, look, this, you know, as a diehard Lakers fan, I'm rooting against the Celtics. So I need what's up with the hello. I'm just saying whatever needs to be done to stop them. needs to be done on the East Coast thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't think the 76ers had a chance. I didn't think they had a chance, but they came back and they coming back. So it's a fair game now.
Oh, well, and a big part of it is that, you know, when Embiid first came back, you know, he wasn't there. Yeah, but now he's like Embiid. They don't have an answer for that. Celtics are in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we'll see how it plays out. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so I
like how Paul George called him the big fella. I'm like, okay, the big fella.
That dude is a monster. He has all the skills that you would want. He's got health issues, but you know, when he's healthy, you know what I'm saying, he's just a beast. He can do it all. He can score anywhere. Great defender, great rebounder, very strong. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you would want in a 5. I just feel like he stays out at the perimeter way too much. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, dude, you're a big man. You need to go post up and get them points up top. But a lot of times they do that so that everybody else can attack the basket. So, you know, let me stay out of their way. They you know, they got professionals over there scouting and developing and all that other stuff. So, you know, salute to the 76ers. Wow. But so that's what's going on in basketball.
That's an important piece of humility that should be applied in other areas and stuff.
It is. It's man, I'm telling you, there are times.
What do I know? You know what I'm saying?
and it's because I'm telling you right now, most of the times I look at like a lot of these decisions and I get upset about, you know, like, oh my God, this is so obvious. Why can't? But then you hear things that JJ Redick says, and I'm like, I'm completely confident that he gets it. He knows what needs to be said, but knows what needs to be done. I saw Austin Reeves do something that pissed me the hell off. They showed JJ Redick. That dude was going nuts. Like he was like right on top of it. And just like, you know, he calls everybody out. And at the end of the day, I know that they're going to address the concerns that I have. And I know that they understand the game just way more than I do. So I just, you know, that you're right. You got to defer to the experts. I understand that chair feels real good as a fan, but you know what I'm saying? Some of these professionals actually know what the hell they're doing. And there's just a lot more going on that the casual fan even sees. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, salute to all the professionals in the medical profession and the political profession.
Professionals, forensic professionals.
Wherever it is. Yeah, that's for sure. So that having been said, let's talk about this third assassination attempt on Trump. Now, again,
breaking news. The FBI, the cockeyed Cash Patel did something good. Mr. Cockeyed, he released a clear video of the actual attempt to get in there, and we have the footage. We're going to play this breaking news footage. If you haven't seen the video yet, you're going to see it here first. Let me play the video, and then we're going to talk about it. This is them running in to do the assassination attempt. Let me find that video. Here we go. We got the regular speed, then we got the slow motion. I'm going to play the regular speed first. Oh, that's the slow motion one. Wrong one. Let's play the regular speed.
I think it go, yeah.
Now these dudes was totally lacking. They were totally lacking for this dude running up with the rifle. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And you see, it's like soon as the dude with the dog walked past that door, he just bolted up in there, and they was breaking down the barriers or the metal detectors, and they was shutting down shop. And that dude, they showed the additional video showed him scoping the place out the day before. He walking around the grounds, checking everything out, plotting it out, and he made his move.
Not only I posted a video afterwards, but right before you talked about the whole dog situation, he literally walks up. It seems crazy that person could run up there with a rifle and even get that far, but he actually walks up sort of like with a trench coat. So you don't see no rifle or anything, and then he goes into that room to the side. So if you look back at that video, there's like a door. There's like a door on the other side where like you talked about where the man with the dog is. So the dude just walks in there casually, and you can tell the dude with the dog is kind of like looking at him like, hey, this dude just walking there with a trench coat on. And he sort of like walks in the room, and he sees him in the room, and he kind of watches him. The dog kind of sniffs, but then he just walks away. And as he's walking away, the dude takes off the trench coat and just runs with the gun. So you see him running. He's literally coming out one of the doors. They're right on the other side of that metal detector.
Let me see that again.
Yeah.
Which part you talking about?
So you see right there. See,
So
so you So he's running out of that. Yeah, he ran out of. You see the man in the back? That's the man with the dog. There's a door right there. He runs out of that door. So that's the door that he came out with the gun. And now he shoots his first dude right there. Boom. He shoots that security dude as he's running across. And again, he's a moving the Secret Service dude. He's a stationary target, easy target. This dude is a moving target. It's just a fact. It's a much harder target to hit. That's why this dude even made it as far as he did. But honestly, they all got caught lacking. I mean, they're looking the other way. This dude is running up with a gun. I'm just saying that, you know,
if he was making headshots, he could have took like 3 of them out at least.
Oh, I mean, it's
headshots, pop, and they wouldn't have seen nothing coming. But man,
honestly, it's embarrassing. I feel like it's the Secret Service. Again, they have a hard job. I hate to talk about, you know, people doing their job, especially a dangerous job like that. I understand that my job is nowhere near as dangerous. So shout out to those people that risk their lives in a very dangerous job. But dude, that's the president. You guys have been dropping the ball. You know what I'm saying? As far as these have been some of the most clown attempts, assassinations, you know what I'm saying, that have had like this degree of potential success. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they have failed. So they technically done their job, but I mean, you got to do better. There's no effing way this dude should be able to run through there and catch all them blacking like that. Their spider senses should be like, the fuck? I mean, he should have got lit up like right then and there. Like, he probably shouldn't even made it through the metal detector. And all
what's bad about it? Afro, you want to say something about it? What's your take on all that?
I just wanted to clarify really quick. That was Cole Allen, that video you showed, right? That was
Cole Allen. That was his name?
Yeah, attempted to kill the president, right?
Okay.
I don't know what his name is. I saw that the word on there. I didn't know if that was the person supplying the video. I don't know if that's the person who actually.
Yeah, that's him. We kind of confirmed on the video. We see witnesses there. There's a video. There's photos. There's even a manifesto. It's like so simple, shut and dry case. I mean, this guy tried to kill the president. I just can't believe all these conspiracy theories around this. You know, like all this. There's a lot of people that I respected jumped on the train. But my assessment, I'm not like an expert, but I thought the security was relatively good because there were multiple layers of security. That was like the first or some peripheral layer. He managed to get through, man, but he was shot at within like 1 second. I mean, that, you know.
Well, okay. I feel you. Could you put up the video? Could you put up the video and pause it?
Yeah. Pause it. I'm playing the slow motion one.
Security on the left, when we're looking at it.
Look, they're not even looking. They're not even looking. They're just sitting there, everybody up against that wall.
Right here. Right. He's barely past the barricade. Dude done let off 2 shots already.
Again, those dudes up against the wall weren't even looking. This dude over here that's sitting there by this case, whatever, not even looking. This dude is running. I don't know about your sensation and stuff like that. I pick up on fast movement. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you're security and something is charging at you, you guys should be like literally reacting to this. I'm just saying it. You're right. That one dude that got shot, he was on point. He did what he best whatever. But everybody else was for the most part caught lacking. And I'm just saying it. You guys need to be looking where the danger potentially.
Okay, I agree, but I think they apprehended him within he breached the security barrier for like 3 seconds. I mean, I need to do better. I agree. And then people kind of linking this to the other assassinations, but that was pre-president Trump. I'm sure he had some provided security, but he didn't have the same level as president that
the first one.
The Butler one, the one at the at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, that was both before he was president. That was in September. The other one was prior to September.
When you're a candidate, you still get full Secret Service, I believe. So once you whatever
presidential level, I'm just saying.
Well, they actually start getting like briefing, like a certain level of briefing even before, I'm just saying you are afforded some presidential dynamics, but for all intents and purposes, he survived. So they did their job, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that it was that easy, I mean, the dude scouted it. Like it's still.
Remember, Reagan got shot at that same hotel in the late 70s, I think 79 or something like that. So I mean, it's relatively easy to act a fool into. Like I went homie, the homie, I call him the homie, man. He ain't the homie, but Bill Clinton, he came to do the graduation commencement speech. I went, dude. He was like, I'm trying to think, 30 meters, 40 meters. They didn't have any security, metal detectors walking through. He seemed more accessible than Louis Farrakhan.
Wow.
But a police lady told me, she said, it ain't what it seems.
Exactly.
Where they snipers waiting on.
They plain clothes people all over that.
Prior to him even coming there, they had people scouting information, detail. They're in the trees, scouting the area, getting the best angles, even before he arrives, like months ahead.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, in hindsight, when they the FBI look at that video, are they gonna start looking at video footage from days before to see if somebody's scouting the place? Because the way that dude was walking around and check, they could be like, "Hey, we gotta watch him because
he's not our employee. He's not our employee. He's somebody else that's basically, whatever." So
you remember they had detail or data on the 911 thing, but it was a big backlog. It's so much data. So I'm saying so many people walking by looking suspicious, stupid people that lost their watch or something.
So, yeah, exactly. Sometimes, you can literally just be like, this would be a nice place for me to have my graduation, and it just lines up like that or something like that or whatever, my prom or something like that.
Because when I do go to a nice hotel, I do walk around the lobby and I try to investigate every part. I just be
suspicious as hell.
You're looking black suspicious. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, when I go to a liquor store or whatever, I'm wearing a jacket, my jacket goes wide open. Because I know that that I'm gonna get looked at now. Granted, I'm a lot older, so it's probably not as much of a thing as when I was younger. But I'm like, I don't walk in there with a zipped up, closed up jacket. You know what I'm saying? I always open whatever it feels like outside. As soon as I walk into a store, my jacket is open so you can see if there's nothing in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I'm very mindful of just of stuff like that. So
real quick, I know he already had a court date. I'm not sure if that was just a assessment hearing or what that was, but he already had a court date already.
That's keeping Harvey Williams.
He's a patsy, man. They neurologically programmed him to do this. They knew he would come, arrive at the time. And the officer that got shot, he was an actor. He's an actor. Yeah. I saw him on
fake bullets.
Yeah, those fake bullets.
Hey, but the thing about it is this dude lived.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, honestly, he should have got Pulp Fiction the second. I'm like absolutely amazed that they captured this dude alive. You know what I'm saying? Now he was very light skinned, but still, I'm just saying it was pretty amazing that that he's
he got the light skin privilege. Hey,
you got to understand the darkness of your skin draws out more bullets out of your gun, so it's really not the police.
Wow.
Magnetism.
Yeah. So he was lucky. He didn't get not one shot, not one scratch.
They got him like as far as I seen him with sitting with his shirt off, he wasn't like just in a puddle of his own blood or leaking or anything like that. Now, maybe there was something, but I'm just saying you would think. I mean, I saw literally a video of someone shooting a deer with like a 50 cal, and trust me, that was like, that was
real quick though. What do y'all think about that manifesto?
What he wrote, I heard it, and he was apologizing and all that. I mean, he thought he was gonna die. I think he thought he was gonna be dead.
Of course, there was no exit strategy in that. Yeah. But I mean, he had no real exit strategy. He had no shot.
He had some ethics though. He had some ethics. He described who was the target and who was not the target. He purposely said he used buckshots instead of slugs to reduce, the chance of bystanders, someone being shot through the walls. So wow. But the ending part is what got me. He said he was doing this because he can no longer support. I mean, the paraphrase, I'm not verbatim, but
getting blood on his hands.
The
rapists, and so forth. So. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that, man. They should have come.
But you know what? All this does is just give them some more talking points. You know what I'm saying? This is the stuff. Let's just go talk about the Jimmy Kimmel outrage. Before this even happened, Jimmy, this whole correspondence dinner. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing normally would have a comedian hosting. The comedian would roast the president. You know, then the president gets there, makes some jokes back. You know, this is something where all the press gets together. This is something that regularly happened with other presidents, but you know, he, Mr. Thin Skin, he can't have a comedian, you know, shitting on him and stuff like that. So Jimmy Kimmel goes, "Hey, I got an idea. Why don't I just reenact? You know, why don't I host it and do like a, you know, basically." So he just did like a.
That was clever too.
It was clever. It was hilarious. And one of the jokes was talking about, you know, his Trump's wife, Melania. She said, "Wow, she has the glow of an expectant widow." Now, normally you would say that of an expectant mother, you know what I'm saying? But the joke is expectant widow. Now, again, there's a big age difference there. You know what I'm saying? Trump himself has joked about the fact that there was an age difference. He said that, I think he said his parents like lasted 63 years. And he goes,
we're not going
to make that. We're not going to make that. So I'm just saying it, you know, but. And then again, this happened like, I think like 2 weeks before, whatever. It happened 2 days, substantial amount of time before this thing whole played out. And I agree. I think after the fact, the joke is messied, but it wasn't messy. It was a legitimate, funny joke at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know.
But what I like about the joke is the way it happened. When I first heard the joke, glow of an expected widow. First, I was like, damn, that's crazy. But then every time they kept repeating it, it started getting funnier. Like an expected widow got a glow, and you start imagining somebody who just got glee on their face because something about
wait for this old guy to die. Just you know, women be in those relationships where you just a kept woman with this rich old dude. You're just waiting out, and that's a lot of the vibe that people press. Look, I don't know what's going on in their relationship, but I'm just saying that he tries to hold her hand, and she pushes his hands away, and she doesn't seem very affectionate in public. And you know what? Some people are not very affectionate, so that's not necessarily knocking their relationship. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of is what it is, but still.
We're not even
get that vibe.
The destruction, how they trying to kill the free speech part. They trying to kill free speech by going after CBS. Yeah, this is crazy.
You know what's interesting though is why this obsession with Jimmy Kimmel, like Jon Stewart, stayed roasting. He's shitting on Trump. So and I never hear anything about Jon Stewart, man. But
what's the ratings? What's the ratings dynamic? What's the ratings dynamic? Because one's on network TV and the other one's on cable. So
that's
you know.
True.
Okay. So
and truth be told, I only watched the Jimmy Kimmel just to hear the jokes about Trump. So he probably knows that people tune in to Jimmy Kimmel to hear those jokes because Jimmy Kimmel got some good jokes on Trump.
He's hilarious.
I got a couple of quotes for y'all though, real quick, real fast.
Go ahead, for sure.
Quote 1, good. I'm glad he's dead. That's what Trump said
exactly.
about
that's not joking.
Oh,
that's not joking. This devil actually said this about a human being who is, I believe, a Republican.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was the FBI.
That dude. I'm pretty sure he was a Republican.
When Robert Reiner and him and his wife were killed by their son, he said another quote. Well, I wasn't a fan of him at all. He was a deranged person suffering from Trump deranged syndrome. So this is what he said in response to this family tragedy. So this whole notion
Nancy Pelosi's husband
and my disabled people, like, come on, man, get out of here. But you're offended, and then some of his followers and supporters, they don't equate that to what they call cancel culture for some reason. They all for First Amendment, free speech, but then this is like legitimate. His wife called for this dude to be fired.
It's crazy.
Jokes like explicitly, like directly. And another interesting thing that 94, someone did a tally analysis. 84% of the people Trump referred to as low IQ were Black women.
I saw that.
Think about that.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's the same with Brother Walk, but I'll let him speak for himself when he comes on the show. But so let's talk about VladTV Plantation Revolt. Now we did a whole show why you shouldn't use that term, but go ahead, explain this. The Plantation.
All right, there's a Plantation Revolt going on at VladTV. You ever wonder why you at your job and your job tell you don't explain your salary or your hourly pay with your coworkers because it's gonna cause a revolt, and that's what happened. Vlad went on an interview talking about his interview with what's that little white dude or the Mexican dude name? Damn, what's his name? Okay,
Pedro.
6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine.
6ix9ine.
So he did an interview with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Probably gave him like 100,000. I think it was 100,000 according to DJ Academics. And then when Boosie got wind of that, Boosie like, oh, wait a minute. I'm only getting 25,000. You got to give me more, dog. Come on, dog. You got to give me more, dog. That's my Boosie mock invitation. So he wanted 25. And then
wipe me down.
Yeah. Then after that, Ari Spears, who was only getting 5,000, like, oh, come on, you giving Boosie 25. I know I don't probably deserve 25, but I do deserve more than 4,000. Come on, man. And you know, everybody wants their money. Everybody wants a bigger piece of the pie. And Vlad is like, no, I'm not getting a bigger piece of the pie. This is how much it is. Go ahead.
Whoa. Now, in all fairness to Vlad, he said that when Aries said that, you know, hey, I should get more money, he said, look, let me look at your numbers and I'll get back to you. So he said he looked at his numbers and he goes, oh, okay. So he said, I looked at the numbers, let's have a conversation. And then Aries was like, yeah, just kind of push him to the side. I didn't want to talk about it. So then he was just like, you know, forget that makeup need mug, you know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, you know, that was the thing about it. He was basically saying, okay, you think that I'm not paying you your worth, let's evaluate your worth, let's look at the views that I'm getting when you come on. So once he looked at it, he said, okay, so let's have that discussion. So at least to Vlad's defense, that's what he's saying that happened on it. Again, I don't know what happened. So Mr. Spears, don't be coming at me with, you know, all this BS, you know.
Yeah, and they look. I thought they was friends, and it's a trip how quick these friends become enemies over money. But you know that's an old story. It always happens. But the way they arguing, going back and forth, and now Ari Spears is talking about suing Vlad just because Vlad said one thing about him. He called him something, and he was offended by that because he was talking about how he the only person that ever needs makeup, so they had to hire a makeup person for every interview to put makeup on Ari Spears. I remember the brothers from the homeroom, they put a side-by-side picture of with the makeup, without makeup. It was a bad look. I was trying to find that picture, but I couldn't find it. Yeah. But it was hilarious. And, you know, he knew he used his makeup, and they were like, that's what had happened. He said that one of Vlad TV's workers said that Ari Spears was the worst guest because he treated them bad or something. And he said he's going to sue him because Vlad said that. He said, I want you to prove who said that I treated him bad. And that's what he's suing DJ Vlad for.
That could be some type of defamation or something.
That's the word he used.
Well, but the thing about it, if you're just saying that someone said that, you know, you're just saying someone said that. I put it this way. You
got to prove it, though.
He don't necessarily have to prove it.
That is going to lead to him losing money in the future or something.
Well, again, I don't think that's defamation is someone says something bad about you and that has that impact. You reporting on somebody else saying this, I don't think that's going to, again, I'm not an attorney, but I do work for 2 law firms, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that I don't think the defamation quite works that way. Again, as a civilian, you can think, oh, I'm offended, I'm going to sue, and you can hire a lawyer. You can even file a lawsuit. That doesn't mean that your lawsuit is going to stick. Trump sues people all the time, and these cases get thrown out because he's just, you know, litigious, you know. But it's
no. I'm saying I wasn't saying. I was just saying the lawyer is going to try to link him losing funds or something. I see it as far fetched though. I don't.
Yeah, again.
The person who gave the best voice on this was the person called the lead attorney. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that brother, but he's the lead attorney out of Atlanta. He spoke on it. He said he did his Vlad interview. He got paid $1,000. And he said when he sat down and did his math, he shorted himself. He like, I got to do the research. He want to speak about 14 different cases, and I only got $1,000. He like, Boosie ain't got to do no research, and I only got $1,000. So he said he had a conversation with Vlad, and it was respectfully that they not gonna do no more interviews for $1,000. So he said it was civilized. I understand Vlad's point, and Vlad understood.
Business. Yeah, why? Who's he negotiating with? He's not negotiating with himself. The bottom line is, you know, that's why a lot of people want to keep your salary and separate. They don't want everybody to know what this person is getting because then you're going to be whatever. But we got Brother Walker.
I'll be honest though. On another tip, it incenses me that Vlad has this power in our culture to decide, dispensing the resources. I think you should be worth this much in the culture that you have produced, that I'm exploiting as a Ukrainian Jew immigrant over your culture. You don't find anything equivalent to Black people controlling the cultural cyberspace of Jewish culture. But anyway, that's enough. I just have to say that I'm always rooting against Vlad.
Welcome to the show, brother.
My bias is on the table. Yeah.
What's
up,
up?
Let me speak on that. Let me speak on that with Vlad. Yeah. Hey, for first of all, Vlad put his work in. Vlad put in a lot of work for the last 25 years doing camera interviews with rappers. This is his field, straight up. So, and he worked with a lot of rappers. You gotta be mindful of what your worth is. You can't come back to the table after you negotiated with this guy already and then want more money because of things like that. If that's the case, well, renegotiate. But don't come to the internet like no little hoe, like, oh, you paid him such and such amount of money. Oh, what about me? Nah, nigga, you getting what you get. Take your little raggedy ass 5,000 and run along. Ari Spears, I really see they fuck up when they was calling Vlad their friend and all this stuff. Like that, Vlad is a businessman. Just because y'all talk and all that shit, how many times you been to the house and the cookhouse and met his family and all that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm on Vlad's side with this. He don't need him no more, so it's time for you to go. That's the business.
Man, just like that. Yep. One more quick point.
And I agree with Walk 100%. I just don't like Vlad.
I hear what you're
saying. Hey, you like me with Diddy. I don't give a fuck if he didn't do it or not. He still needs to be in prison for life.
But one thing, last point that Ari Spears tried to do was attach it to the Black. You talking about how you gonna start talking about Vlad is exploiting Black people, and it was all good until you had a disagreement with him.
It was all good just a week ago.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
And he defended Vlad on that before. Yeah. He defended Vlad.
Yeah, sure did.
And now Ari Spears is going, not Ari Spears. Now Vlad's going to be on the Corey Holcomb show, and I bet they're going to be trading Ari Spears story.
That's going to be a great show. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, so tune in Tuesday. You said what, 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that.
About 9 o'clock on the 5150 show.
So this is probably good. Let's go to the breaks, and we'll talk about. When we come back, we're gonna talk about Meg and Klay.
All right, surviving the Meg tonight. I know y'all saw that number. Y'all saw how long that number hung out in the end. I make sure y'all saw it. Y'all call that brother La Brea Trucking for all of your trucking needs, East Coast to West Coast to East Coast, North to South, South to North. Call him. You need something delivered from a state to state, call that brother. He's certified, licensed, all that. Got a fleet of trucks to move whatever you need, move. Call that number.
That's www.gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. And I will say that I've been having some black honey every day with my what you call it, the English muffins, wheat English muffins. So salute to Sister Nidra. If you want it in person, go to the Petty Vice at Venice or to the Afro City Marketplace, the Crenshaw Mall, and I know that Ava DuVernay is down with the black honey as well. So shout out to Sister Nidra.
Or Bar and Lounge, Black-owned bar, Go check them out. 7123 Franklin Boulevard, Sacramento, California. Go check them out. They got good music, good environment, good food, good drink, 9 big screen TVs. You can watch the playoffs. If you want to see Lakers go to the next level.
And at the scoreboard, they got a lot of black honey, too. There's a lot of black honey up there.
They got honey at the scoreboard. That's funny.
Go to the score bar and score. That's what's up.
That was a good one. All right, we talking about Meg Thee Stallion and Klay. Klay.
All right. Before we start off, I want to say that it's funny. I was talking to my daughter. I was talking to some interacting with some other people over the internet, and females have a largely different sort of like Facebook feed on this whole Klay Meg situation. It's a completely different perspective, and you see both sides coming to argue and debate. So this is a big contentious situation. I watched the Joe Budden interview, very good interview. Lamont Hill sitting there, all of this stuff. So we're gonna put it all on the table. But I know Brother
Afro, how did you word it? Men, women, Klay, Meg. How was it worded? I forgot how it was.
That was me. I said, So I said, why men, women see Klay, Meg differently.
Okay, got you. So that's the one we're gonna answer today. But go ahead, Walk. You go. Let Walk.
Go ahead, Walk.
Well, what's going on is, okay, Klay and Meg, they've been together since like maybe last November. It hasn't been that long. Like people acting like they've been together for like 9-10 years. It's only been about like 7 months. But they've been hanging, chilling, effing, doing a lot of effing. That's what she's good at. So, but the thing is, I don't know where this perception that since they broke up, that Klay is the bad guy and like he was going to marry her. He never presented a ring and said like, yo, this is my chick. And matter of fact, we haven't heard anything from Mr. Klay. We haven't heard nothing. We hear from Meg Thee Stallion. She said that he wanted to be in a relationship, open relationship, basically. He wanted to F other chicks and all that. That's what she said. He ain't said nothing. Guess what? And she's a known liar. She got caught lying on national TV with Gayle King when she said she never effed Tory Lanez. And guess what? When she was in the backseat effing Tory Lanez and a friend and all that got shot in the foot, she had a boyfriend. Yeah, Party Fontaine. No, I knew that. No, I didn't know that. Come on, man. She's for the streets, dog.
Damn. Okay, that was a good assessment, Mr. Wall. Okay.
Okay. Afro Ignacio, you got something to say about that? I'll come back to it.
Yeah, I was interested that Walk knows for a fact that they were doing a lot of fucking. Like he can probably tell you the exact number of times they fucked her.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's extracted all this information and why it's a concern to him. But when I first heard this, I thought, a breakup. But my first concern was like, why is she coming to social media to do a breakup? But at the same time, that's consistent with her when she was in love with Klay. She went to social media. So, and then also I read this article, this piece on emotional transparency that kind of changed my thought on that. But anyway, domestic affair, don't care, no violence, no harm to kids, no harm to animals, consensual. But in the back of my mind, I knew the Black Manosphere, DJ Academic, Dick, Tory Lane, Free Him crowd, they were going to come out and put their spin on it. And then her fans were going to, largely women, put their spin on it. But, then people who value monogamy, who value the family, and they think cheating is unethical and anti-family, they're going to draw lines in the sand too. And, but, this concern with Meg, I think a lot of it with the Manosphere, they paint her as promiscuous. And one thing the Manosphere don't like more, even one thing they hate more than racism, what I'm saying, more than femicide or soricide, is they hate promiscuous women and they love slut shaming. So this is really, to me, all about promiscuity, but it's really skewed because men love promiscuity. They celebrate it. That's why we boost our body counts. We get accolades from nigga uncle be like, yeah, Nick, yeah, nephew, do that. But for some, it's great for us, but it's bad for them. I think if it's bad, it doesn't matter what gender is promiscuous.
Brother Afro, it's not a hate for promiscuity. It's just we're not going to marry promiscuous. That's all. It's not a hate. It's like, oh no.
But you're promiscuous.
I ain't marrying her. I ain't
but
marrying her.
Look. But if you really are against promiscuity, then why are you promiscuous? And when why do we
not against promiscuity?
Can
y'all hear?
You say what?
He said he's not against promiscuity. It's nothing wrong with he just said that.
He's not marrying it. Just not gonna marry promiscuous.
But my point is that a lot of the people that are taking this position are historically promiscuous.
Yeah.
You're talking about men, right? You're talking about men.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're sitting there saying, as a man, you're like, I don't want to marry promiscuous, but I do.
That's part of the problem.
Slow down. Who sets the standards for men? Men. Okay,
yeah.
So that's our standard. Women, let me finish. So if women don't want a promiscuous man, they got to set that standard to say, look, I'm not getting with no man who slept with more than 2 women. They got to set that standard. Men don't need to set that standard. Women do.
Wait a second.
No horn on that.
Wait. So what you're saying is, because what I heard Walk talk about, he says, look, basically, she stepped on Fontaine, whatever that dude's name, whatever's, basically. So this is basically this stuff coming. My point is, for some reason, the past is an issue when it comes to her, but it's not an issue when it comes to the dudes. And I'm saying that's hypocritical. That's what I'm talking about. You have the I'm talking about people that take that position. I'm not bashing Walk. I'm just saying that the point is that, look, again, you have the right as a man to decide what you want. You can say that, look, I'm messed up. I do whatever. I've done a whole bunch of things. Maybe you can say I've changed, but you're saying, but the bottom line is I only want this crystalline, perfect little thing. That's your business to take that position. Now, fine. But I'm just saying that, but if men are going around running through females, where are they going to get these females? There's not a whole bunch of females that's going to be left. You know what I'm saying?
This is how the saying goes. There's a group of women you play with, and then there's a group of women you stay with. That's what we do. That's what men do.
That's what
everybody knows. That's what most men do. Everybody knows that's what most men do.
But they don't stay with them. They don't stay with them.
They don't stay with the women I play with.
Look, sir, but you're contributing heavily to the body count, increasing the body count in your community. Think about the song Houdini. Think about the philosophical words. 3 different freaks after every show. Biggie say, hit a different girl every day of the week. You're increasing the body count of women in your community, and then you're turning around saying, oh, we can't marry them, but you're contributing to this epidemic. You're working against
it's a mutual exchange. It's a mutual exchange. A young 20-year-old man, they want to F everything. Everything. You need women that's going to let everything effort. You want to get it by. Move on. That's it's not my fault, not my business. It's a respect. If you agree and I agree, it's 2 consenting adults. Bye. You move on to the next one. That's what young men do.
Those serve a purpose. Those do serve a purpose. Yeah. That's training for men that when they get married later, so they can have experience for their new chicks who ain't got that much experience. But check this. But that's just what it is. And like Floyd said, women should set the standard if that's their standard. Women don't want a man. They frown down on a man who's not experienced.
Look at what you're saying.
Man, listen, nigga, can I fucking finish what I'm saying, bro? Come on, y'all niggas get yapping for a minute. Men want women with less experience. We don't want a chick who done had the whole fucking neighborhood. The same went from when we was in high school. Y'all knew the girls who was effing around with everybody. You want to hit that, but you ain't gonna walk around with her holding hands. You ain't gonna play stuff like that. The same applies when you get to be an older man like Klay. Look at his roster of women he's been dealing with. These are influential members of society. Good chicks. Coco Jones, bad than a motherfucker. And that's who he's been messing with. Now, Meg has a digital print of all the guys she's been fucking with. It's like 19 that we can name. And we don't even mention the guys that we don't even know about. What about them? Come on, bro. That ain't wifey. She's for the street, dog.
All this goes back to some magical worship, penis worship. Because, and I know y'all
That's your opinion. Like, you said that. Pause.
Let me tell you really quick. Because if you're in middle school like me, the most graffiti, the most.
He's teaching. He's not in middle school. He's teaching middle school.
I'm teaching. Yeah, you see on the textbook and the desk on the walls is always a penis. Now Sigmund Freud has this thing in the field of psychology called penis envy, but men have penis worship to the highest degree. For somehow a woman, she can have 1,000 tongues in her. She can have 1,000 fingers. She can have 1,000 toys, sex toys, but one penis ruins it because penis has magical properties. And penis can, it doesn't ruin you. You're still available, but somehow on the other side, it can ruin you. It's had this magical. Out of here, and that's so middle school to me, man. That's like played out. No, the standard, you're making it and opposing it. That's why you're kind of mad at Meg, because she's challenging that.
I'm not mad at Meg. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying.
Folks say it's ritual.
She needs to recognize that, hey, it's your record is too much out there, and it's less likely that a man that you want may want you.
What is her record? Who's keeping count? You and
no. If I turn on my computer and then I can hear Blueface talk about she did something with him, and then I turn to another show, I can hear, Party Fontaine, Lil Baby, and then I'm not sitting here seeking it out. I'm not scouring the records trying to find it. I just turn on YouTube and somebody talking about it. I'm like, damn. Who didn't she fuck?
That's not true. We look at
talking about something and doing something.
And they have a lot of fans and a lot of support and a lot of people. Because I mean, what I hear a lot of times is they feel that Megan don't even deserve love. She don't deserve to be a wife. She doesn't deserve a husband.
That's men out there. That ain't me. That ain't me. I hope she does get married to a man that wants her. I hope I'm for black marriage, but everybody should be married. Every child deserves to have a mother and father in the house. I'm for it. But
even those who don't have children,
there's a step, huh?
No, never mind.
There's a step.
What was you about to say to that?
Here's what's going on. This is a shift in the paradigm. This is what's going on right now with Meg Thee Stallion, because a lot of women have been on this like, I'm gonna live my life, do my thing in my 20s. Then when I get in my 30s, I'm gonna settle down, which she is in her 30s. She lived her life in her 20s, and now she is probably ready to settle down and start having some children. But guess what? It's not going to work. This is what Klay has shown this woman, and it's showing everybody, and that's good. This is a good thing for the young girls growing up. You can't be like, I'm having sex with the whole football team, and then expect to be somebody's wife one day, somebody of value. That's not going to happen. This is good for society, what Meg got caught doing.
All right, now I haven't spoken on it, so let me speak on it. You can go ahead and give me the screen. So again, based on his logic, so if you found some perfect good girl that's never been touched, some chaste little darling, if she were to hook up with Klay, he'd probably still cheat on her too, because at the end of the day, he didn't say, I didn't want to be with you. Again, we're going by what Meg's saying. He's saying that I don't think I can be monogamous. So again, it doesn't matter what Meg done. He was going to do what he's going to do just because, again, he doesn't think that he can be monogamous. And the issue is this: if he's a grown man, if he decides that I was in this relationship, I don't want to be in it anymore, that's some grown man stuff. He has that right. But if you enter that relationship and you have an understanding that you're supposed to be not stepping out on it, that you're supposed to not be cheating, you know what I'm saying? If you establish those rules and we don't know what was established and you break them, that's wrong. If you bottom line is just saying that, look, I want to seriously consider potentially having a real situation, maybe that with marriage down the line, and then you basically ultimately be like, I don't think that I have the fortitude to be monogamous. Again, that's a person not stepping up to the plate. So you can say whatever you want about what she was doing, but again, in this situation, she was, as far as we know, she was doing everything right. She wasn't stepping out. She was basically being some wifey stuff. She was interacting with the parents. I'm just saying that she was doing all the keeper stuff. I don't believe in throwing people away. At the end of the day, it's about what you do now. We need to give incentive for people to do the right thing. If we just basically just cast them away because of what they've done, there's no motivation to get right. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I stand.
I totally disagree with everything you just said.
Let me say this. Like, listen. I hear what Nice Guy said. All right, so Meg Thee Stallion, if she's doing everything right, she still has a past. It's like a ex-con. She's a female version of an ex-con. If I was sitting in jail for 10 years for, let's say I committed murder or I robbed somebody, shot him and killed him, I did the time. There's women out there who say, I'm not marrying an ex-con. I don't care how nice he is. Fine. I'm going to have to find a woman who will accept the next con. I come out with a tattoo tears. I got tattoos on my face. And I need a woman who's going to accept that. I had a past, but I'm a good man now.
You knew that, but you knew that, right? He knew that she was an ex-con before he moved in with her.
Yeah. So it's women that might sleep with an ex-con, but she ain't marrying an ex-con. They might sleep. Yeah, they might. They might do it.
You hang out, you bring your family and all this stuff around. Like I said, me throwing away people is not good strategy because we probably be throwing a whole bunch of people do.
Then it seemed like a lot of it. I think Ford X said that a woman is not really concerned about a man's body count, but a man is concerned about a woman's body count. So a lot of it is linked to a man's insecurity, something that you need to change, and it's not something that they need to necessarily change. I mean, again,
I don't think that.
Let me say this is the way I say this.
Basically, you're saying that promiscuity is good, it's celebrated accolades, except on women, it taints women, it ruins women, it makes women unmarriageable. But it's good and everything else.
Women hold women are the ones who are bearing the child and who are the first teachers of our children. You don't want that to be a very promiscuous woman who done had sex with over 19 guys that we can mention. Klay don't want that. Klay went to the best school. His dad was an NBA champion legend, Hall of Famer. He's a future Hall of Famer. Why would he settle down with that? That's insane for women to even think that.
Hold real quick. Let me just say, this is what I posted on my Facebook. You know, old people, we still on Facebook. I said, a woman is concerned about a man's future. A man is concerned about a woman's past. That's not an original quote from me, but I've heard it stated. I don't know who to attribute it to, but that's a powerful statement to me, and I believe it bears truth. And according to the people on my Facebook, click, like, yep, agree. Hey,
there's a $1 billion a year adult online industry, $1 billion a year industry. The biggest patrons are men. Sex workers, $1 billion industry. The biggest patrons are men. Dating.
What that got to do with marriage?
Nightlife, club.
What that got to do with marriage?
It's got to do with popularity. It's got to do with a lot of people doing it.
These end up being relationships, sir. You have no counter date on that. These end up being
about marriage.
Marriage has gone down all around. So there's that, but people are together. They live. They support each other. They love each other. So I don't know what the big deal is. I don't know what this.
It's because of women like Meg. They feel like, oh, I'm out here in these streets. I can do what I want. I can have sex with who I want. Okay, I'm ready to settle down. No, that's why society wants sex with.
How many people she has sex with in the last 10 years?
What's funny is that a lot of this is because of what they say in a song. They've only heard a few songs, you know what I'm saying? So they put these concepts about them. But men been talking all of this stuff about all the women they ran through the whole time.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, and LL Cool J. Wait. My point is that they've been talking all this stuff, and they've been with their high school sweetheart the whole time lying. Yeah. All their rhymes been lies.
It's not lying. It's an act. They're acting. It's an act. Music is an act.
That's my point. But they're judging women by acting, but they're not judging men by acting.
No, it's her. Meg Thee Stallion is not acting. She, according to what happened, she really has sex with these people.
According
it's not an act.
So what? Like how many people? In the last 10 years?
I don't care.
Exactly.
Too many to marry. Too many to marry her. For me,
for insecure men. Men.
But I mean, you're already married.
So you're already married. I don't want to get with a woman that slept with a bunch of men. That's my insecurity.
Absolutely. It's not her.
That's a choice. That's a choice.
It is a choice, but it's a choice based on insecurity. It's both of those. It's all those things. It's an insecurity. It's a standard. You can be honest about it.
Am I insecure? I would not sleep with a woman who had sex with Lil Wayne. Is that insecure? I'll just say I'll pass. That's not insecure. So
okay. So
it's a choice.
Like Biggie Smalls. I mean,
let's play this. Okay, let's play this game out.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful, amazing wife that you've been married to all this time, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what if she told you that in the past I hooked up with Lil Wayne, would you get rid of her?
Floyd have dumped that ass.
I would have to because she lied to me.
Okay, I'm saying. Okay, I'm saying if that's what you said.
You never asked. You never asked. Did she do it to Lil Wayne?
No.
Yeah, because I normally don't ask people who they mess with. So I wouldn't even know.
I know my wife's body count.
And see, wait. Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Exactly. So if she comes to do this later, we're gonna have
letting you know.
That's what I'm saying.
See, watch this. This is the difference between me and Floyd X. He did the right way. I did it the wrong way. I not saying wrong way, but I have been with women who have been promiscuous. That's just what it is. I never was with a chick who like, oh, I only had sex with 3 guys. To me personally, I never give a fuck about body count because I think they lying anyway. But keep in mind, I've been divorced 3 times. So you know what I'm saying? You see the pattern? This is what Meg is doing. This is why the shift in the paradigm is happening right now. Thank you, Meg.
You know how many human beings there are? Do you know how many But you know how many human beings there are on the planet? How many marriages? How statistically? That's what I'm saying. You pick up this one personal example, and I'm just saying that this does not statistically bear out. This does not statistically establish. I'm not saying that wasn't your experience, Walk. True, that it was your experience is genuine. Mr. Floyd X's experience is genuine. All of our experiences is genuine, but our experiences don't speak on the billions of other experiences that are out there. You know what I'm saying? We're just one example of many. So
a great example. My mom and dad, they've been together. They was the only 2 together, and they was together 51 years. See, we getting back to that. That's what's going to start happening slowly but surely. Because these hoes don't know there is no gold at the end of this rainbow. Ain't no gold.
You think, Mr. Floyd X? You think you think that we're trending back to that that's what's going to happen?
I think that men are being more selective, and they can't go in that direction because men are like, you know what? Your record is on record, and I'm sorry. And women could do the same thing. Women can do the same thing. That's the beauty of it. It's not excluding women. Women could be like, you know what? You was on camera talking about you eat ass.
So if you guys are waiting for the perfect,
that's what I'm saying.
If you guys are waiting for the perfect people, there's going to be a whole lot less marriages. I'm just saying that. It's just
nice guy. Here's the catch. We're older. We already found the perfect person.
I said you all. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the people. Walk was talking about where people are going. We're talking about the future, and I'm saying that if you think that the future is if the future is going to be holding out for this precious selection, this is going to be a very small resource. So I'm just saying that in itself would actually decrease the likelihood that we're going to see this trend that he's talking about.
My sons are already representing that. My sons are like 28, 25. And they're not married. They're being more selective because they know they got options and they are being very picky. That's what they're doing right now. It was this one chick, my son was there. I was like, man, you should marry her. But he has his reasons why not. Wink, wink, man.
Well, you know, I mean, people who are really concerned about marriage and family should really study experts who research marriage and family. One of the biggest
sugar-free.
One of the sugar.
Got it.
I was going to say one of the biggest drivers is that women are, you know, one of the drivers is women are having careers now. You know, ever since World War II, when women outside the home, outside of just the kitchen and the bedroom, outside of barefoot and pregnant, actually having jobs, you know, making their own money. That is one of the biggest things that lead to the breakdown of the family. The reason the family was so good and so together before, because the woman was fucking trapped. She couldn't leave.
False narrative.
You know,
come on, Mr. Floyd X. Mr. Floyd X.
And let me just say, the body count expectation and stuff has changed from generation, has already changed. The baby boomers, the standard for women is way different from what it is now. And this whole body count thing is so amorphous. It's like Quicksilver. Like everyone has their own standard of what is excessive and what's not. It's just stupid. It's, you know, women are not insecure about it. I don't know why men are.
All right, Mr. Floyd X, are you saying that in the 60s that women the women that were in marriages that were basically being supported
pre-60s.
Yeah, but I'm trying to just give an example. You're telling me that women that were in these relationships where they weren't the primary, they weren't the job, they weren't the earner, they were a housewife. You know what I'm saying? That they didn't have much financial options outside of that marriage. What they didn't have is a vocation to fall back on. They didn't have the rights to credit. They didn't have the rights to purchasing like a home or all these other things. These were real traps as far as, things that they couldn't do. So literally you had less incentive to leave this relationship. You don't think that influenced a lot of people staying together back in those times, in those days?
It influenced it, but they're not trapped. They have a choice.
Well, I'm saying, when we talk about,
they're not hostages, dude.
Put the gun to your head. You have a choice. You have a choice to obey or not obey. But I'm just saying that you still are in the situation. My point is that it was a pressure. I'm saying that now that females, literally children, we talk about welfare babies and stuff. You could be in a household with your parents. You can be living under somebody else's rule, get pregnant, potentially get on welfare, get money, get Section 8. Now you get your own home. You get to decide your own rules. This is an empowerment. It's not
your house still going to be a broken home because there's not.
It is. But the bottom line is
a two-parent home, so it's still going to be broken. And when back in the day, you was forced to have a fully functioning household.
Forced. That was the point.
That's what you said. I'm saying that's it.
Listen, that's what you said. But you know what? I don't want that horn. Look, all right, listen. Well, I lost my point. Okay, that's like me complaining today, saying, "Man, back in the day, I had to go to work 40 hours a week. I was a slave. I had to go work 40 hours a week. That's ridiculous. And now we got it better, because you as a young man, you went and started your own business. I had to go to work when I could start my own business and be my own man already. She could, back in those days, they had choices to do whatever to get outside the box.
They wouldn't let you do. There weren't so many businesses that a female could run back then. But let's do this. I want to briefly get into this this Supreme Court Voters' Right Act, because once you set the table for that alphabet Nazis, we can address that. And then we'll end it up because we'll be at 10:30.
My mind is going in multiple directions, but this is part of the civil rights legislation that happened in the 60s, the Voters' Right Act of 65. That's what caused a Southern alignment switch. Ever since that time, they've been mad. They've been mad and they've been trying to gut it and to change it. And in 2008, Black people showed up. 60% of the eligible Black voters showed up and voted, which pretty much matched the white people, and that scared the shit out of them. And they started going after the VRA, the Voters' Right Act, taking out the section that requires Southern states where known racist practices have existed for decades. They had to get approval from the Supreme Court in order to change any voting infrastructure in those states. And they took that away. And soon after that, Alabama, then next thing you know, Texas and Louisiana, they've been putting racist gerrymandering, redistricting, they've been passing those things in those particular states. And it was challenged. And the Supreme Court literally said, you can change you can redistrict based on,
partisanship.
Based on what party you're from. But you can't change based on the race consideration, even though they have the same racial fucking outcome. But it's basically saying, well, you can't prove intent. Fuck intent. It's the outcome. This is part of the provision in the Civil Rights Acts that DEI was a part of, to reinforce what you see as racist outcomes. Anyway, that's it in a nutshell.
So again, this is basically decreasing the Black voice in this voting dynamic. We talk about this
electoral power is being decreased because of this. Yeah.
Objectively. So that's a fact that's happening. That's what they're trying to do. That these were the things that were actually talked about, Project 2020 or whatever this thing was called. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this stuff has been bearing out, notwithstanding, people kind of brushed it away. But at the end of the day, it does serve their purpose. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If he ain't gonna lie about it, he says, I'm doing great on everything white. And this is definitely something white. So, I mean.
And this is what I understand with Student X. I'm sorry, I'm speaking out of turn. I'll wait.
No, go ahead. What are you about to say?
This is like Candace Owens is against the VRA. She believes is overreach. Tucker Carlson, TPUSA, Charlie Kirk was against all these, 64 legislation, voted by all that. They're against it. And your boy, Student X, believe this conspiracy theory coming out of the Trump administration that the CPLC is setting up racists so they can get money. Guess who was the biggest defender, legal protector of these rights that they've been trying to take away ever since 2008? The CPLC. That's why he's targeting them, getting rid of them, pushing them out the way. Now they got their hand full with this legal
SPLC.
SPLC. I'm sorry. What did I say?
No.
Let me say it.
Okay, I'm done.
6'5", 235. Talk about the brother when he right here on the show, please. Come on now. That's a good brother, very intelligent.
He's down to a svelte 220.
220. Okay. Now here's my take on this subject. Is it just the Democrats? I mean, just the Republicans who do this? Is this brand new? This is a new revelation?
No, Democrats do it too. You're right.
This is what they do. They both play this game. And then they pointed the finger like, see, look what they doing. Then when they up, shit. Nah, but y'all did it. Come on, man. These white folks doing their shit, bro. And that's what's kind of discouraging to me to even involve myself in this. I got my voter shit right here. I might vote, maybe not. Because I vote 3 times for my 2 boys and myself because the mail come to here. And yeah, so it is what it is, man.
I'm glad he clarified that. So he wasn't just voting false with 3 whatever. He's following the law and stuff like that. So yeah.
Come get me breaking the law. Hey,
why did you introduce this Republican Democrat thing? We never even mentioned that.
Republican Democrat thing. What are you talking about?
As far as this, the Supreme Court gutting of Voter Right Act.
Well, see, I mean,
did it right.
Yeah, well, no, well, that was, I mean, that's what we're talking about because we're basically saying that again, what the Democrats were doing, they were doing what they voting with the people. These people are talking about just redistricting, just like at the government level, just arbitrarily type of thing. So it's one thing to have people in government figures to just arbitrarily doing this stuff, as opposed to this is what the people are voting for choosing it, as what played out in Virginia. So now what you're going to talk about is we always talked about how the Republicans, they kind of fight dirty, but they get the job done. So now the Democrats are feeling that pressure. They're like, okay, so I guess we're all climbing in the mud. So now you're talking about, okay, California's about to turn a 50-0. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a massive gerrymandering war, but it's probably not going to play out for the GOP because they ultimately are not going to have the numbers. You know what I'm saying? They have the numbers because of how things have been structured and because we're a republic and stuff like that. But they don't have the numbers as far as what the people are going to probably end up voting. At least definitely not, this midterm. And we'll see how it's going to play out in the presidential thing. But at the end of the day, look, I just hope whoever's, I really don't care who's in there as long as they make responsible decisions. And I'm going to call out your decisions when you make them. That's really where I stand. So, and the regime is running it right now. Go ahead.
Walter is right, though. The Democrats have redistrict things too to favor, white Democrats in certain areas, and they've been challenged legally on the basis of violating the VRA too. So, both sides do it, but clearly the Republicans do it way more, and the Democrats haven't gone after the actual legislation itself to weaken it. So that's the big difference. They don't do it equally.
That's like Klay and Meg. I cheat, but I don't cheat as much as you.
It makes a difference. Hell yeah, it makes a difference.
He cheated.
I want to play a team that cheats less than a team that cheats more. I have a better chance of winning with the team.
I agree with that logic, but again, y'all giving that light-skinned dude a free pass. He's been making bad decisions all around. He left Golden State, left the Lake. He had a chance to go to the Lakers. He went to the Mavericks to play with Luka Doncic, and Luka Doncic got traded to Los Angeles. So the bottom line, that's 3 dumb decisions in a row. Quit giving that light-skinned fool a pass. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.
You seen his boat?
The Meg, he called it the Meg. Yeah. Anyway, so like, subscribe, share, comment. We appreciate you all. You don't gotta agree with us, but let us know. Let us know what to talk about. Let us know what you got to say.